Hello class, this is Mr. Hall again, back with another video. I'm going to be doing a tutorial for MLA and APA formatting, as a lot of you will eventually start writing papers or doing actually it on a Word document. So here I'm going to show you how to look up formats that'll help you in future or help you alongside with your assignments. I know one of the students will be working on a paper as well. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So first, what you're going to do is go into Google, type in APA format, which is shown right here. And then the one common one that we used was Purdue OWL. This is the most common one, and it provides a lot of information from Purdue University, so we'll go ahead and click that one. So giving it a minute to load, but and this is from the College of Liberal Arts. So these are, I would say, accurate information when it comes to formatting, especially with the APA and the new editions. Right now we're using the 7th edition. Let me scroll back up. I apologize. So I guess with starting with the general guidelines, it's important that you start with the title of your paper and start with a running header. This is generally used for APA format. Also use an APA format is 12 point in Times New Roman. So these are the major fonts that you use in terms of when you're writing a paper. And I know this site specifically gives examples to use. Let me go ahead and scroll down and kind of show you. So this is how you usually write your paper, or the cover page will be, it's a sample as it says. You put the professor's or teacher's name, date that the assignment is due, the course. You don't have to do this. Department usually is not a department. And then your name, of course. And then up here, you put the page number on the right hand side, upper right hand side corner. And on the upper left side hand corner, that's where you're going to put the running header. And I believe, yes, it'll show you right here. For professional guidelines, it'll show a running header. Running header basically is the title of your paper. So whatever the title of your paper is going to be, that's where you put it. Our author note we usually do not do, but it is there for any reference. For example, if you do. For writing a paper in APA format, usually after you put the cover page will be an abstract. An abstract is basically a paragraph or so of basically what your paper is going to be about, the topics are going to cover, and keywords. Keywords are basically like if you're simplifying or using how do you say, using words that sometimes the reader may not be familiar with, or for example, APA formatting, things like that. Words that are also italicized. So that's good for it. So yeah, that's basically it. This site will break down the usage of APA formatting. Let's say, for example, it'll give a sample paper, which we can go look at for right now. We'll just give it a minute to load. Maybe 2 minutes. So, yeah, and we'll go ahead and look over MLA as well. But they don't just stop with that. They also go into Chicago style, AMA, but the most common ones you're going to be using whenever writing a paper is APA. Sometimes, depending on the class, usually, or with most English classrooms, they prefer MLA. I'm not sure why that is, but I know for a fact most teachers and professors when you go into writing a paper or any documentation that includes references. You are going to be using APA a lot. So with that being said, it shows basically how to put everything together with your cover page. And it's actually a big document. That's probably why it took for a long time. And it gives you your abstract, and it, like I said, goes into details on how you should be doing this. So for example, the title of the abstract should be center and should be bolded. And then the paragraphs going into the abstract. And this is the starting of the first page of your paper, giving the title of the paper. Again, there should be a running header, but I think for some reason it goes more and more into detail. So yeah, that's basically it. And if we scroll all the way down, I believe you will find the references. This is more of a formal type of research paper. You don't have to go into any of these types of tables or anything like that. It's just a paper for most students, and especially for right now. Here are the references. As you can see, it kind of tells you how to source with two authors, how to organize. Usually with APA formatting, your references are going to be from A to Z and on those type of basis. And then you'll go into the links and what should be cited. For example, it should have the date that the article or reference was posted. If it's a research paper or a journal, you should get the page number, things like that. I wonder why it did not load. Let me try to reload that one. Just give me a minute. So, yeah, continuing on, I think, so this is more of what I was talking about in terms of a paper. You notice how the paragraphs are indented. That's what you do for a new paragraph on a new topic on the paper. You do indent it. So, student paper, there we go. Let me see if this one's more. Yeah, and don't worry about the meta-analysis or things like that. Just start your paragraph. I think what this does is it breaks down on how to transition into a new topic. Ultimately, you really don't have to do that. As you can see, you could just start a new paragraph and that's about it. So yeah, that's pretty much for APA. You want to go into detail, like I said, is right there. And it gives you how to in-text citation and the basics. So now moving on, let's go into MLA and see how this is set up compared to APA. Okay, so I guess we could start with the introduction. It says, I guess we could get into formatting and style. And I do know right here that they do have videos that they give for grammar or types of usage when it comes to writing a paper. For example, you don't want to use a lot of passive voice, which is talking in third person, things like that. Okay, so here we go. MLA, usually, like I said, is for English or types of literature, things like that. And then it gives about footnotes and endnotes, the general formats, and then, of course, abbreviations, in-text, and it's in-text and the basics format. If you're citing a book, things like that. So you could go ahead and click these. All you got to do is hover and they're clickable. And these are the type of things you could use when you're doing, if you have questions in regards to MLA formatting. And then go here, you go into formatting, and it also gives more in depth of information in terms of that for like the basic formats, books, things like that. And then the sample paper actually. So if we could go ahead and click it just so you'll see and can verify the differences between that. Or not, we could go ahead and wait. I do apologize, guys. It's taking a while for it to load, but okay. So yes, it's a little bit different. Like I said, you still do the page, but I believe you put the page number and then your name next to it, and then instead of doing a cover page, you're actually just going to jump right in and put your name, the teacher or professor's name, course, date that the paper's due, and then this is the title centered, but you don't bold it, and then paragraph at the paragraph. So it's a little bit different, and then of course if you're citing, it'll give examples of how to cite that. So that's a citation right there. Also here in the book, if we go all the way down, we will see the reference page, and it's not actually called a reference page for MLA. It's actually called a works cited page. So that's another difference. Almost similar, but again, different. And I will be posting another video on how to cite an actual document or a tool that we can use. But this is just something I wanted to show you guys. Definitely, it's important to know these things, especially when you're working on papers. You want to credit the person or the information that you are receiving, so that way it won't be considered plagiarism, and you really want to avoid that. So thank you guys so much. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see y'all soon.